Hello everybody, you have reached my corner of YouTube, which is a Flosstube channel. That means it's a channel all about cross stitching. This is my journey to stitch all the things. Today is Monday, September 8th. This is Flosstube number 33. My name is Katie, and it is nice to see you. If you have stumbled upon this channel, I can't wait to hear how'd you find me. YouTube's a crazy world. There's so many suggestions, and I have kind people that shout me out. Please let me know what made you come here. The subscriber count keeps growing, and I really just, I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this crazy community. I love it dearly. If you are returning, you're one I'm talking about. Thank you so much for coming back. I love the friendships I've made, the conversations I've had. I appreciate each one of you. I try to say it every week. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for sharing with me, and thank you for coming back. It's just a joy to be a part of this. Thank you. As you can see, the colorful eagle finally has a spot on the wall. That was a recent finish. If you happen to be new, it was by Kitty and me, and my husband picked out the blue and red frame, and I don't remember who, I'm sorry, said, oh, please hang it behind you, and I said that was the plan. So the both Mill Hill camping pieces are side by side now, and the colorful eagle is right up there. And this is a seasonal set that came from Soda Stitch that says the seasons, and soon that one will change out, so that's pretty cool. And this is Camping Out, and now I don't remember. Camping Out, Cabin Fever. So those go behind me, and they were Mill Hill kits, and I bought the frames with the mat board at a store that was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, that is no longer open, and I really love those. And they just look wonderful in there. So anyway, just in case you're new and you're wondering what's behind me. Okay, so it's September. Wow. And like so many others, I just go, I swear just a few months ago, or a few days ago, it was February, right? I don't know what happened. We live in Indiana. We actually had 2 days of record lows in the morning. So the windows are open, so you might hear birds and you know, that kind of stuff. Crickets and who knows what else. It's been wonderful to finally be cool and need a jacket, and it's just been fantastic. We haven't turned the heat on yet. We try to hang out as long as possible for that. But I heard rumors that by the end of the week, we're going to be back to the 90s. So the hum of the air conditioner will be back on. So we're enjoying the cool. Today's like 70. It's beautiful. It's perfect fall day. So it will be back, even though it's going to hide for a little bit. It will be back. Okay, so as you know, if you've been here, if you haven't been here, just so you know, I mess all my words up, and I can't keep track of my notes because they have them everywhere. And it's chaos. So this month I have been all about ABCingo in Monthly Magazine Challenge. That is a Facebook group ran by the wonderful Zook Stitch, Carolyn, and Robin Bird's Eye Stitches. If you aren't a part of the group and you just enjoy a laid-back, fun group where you can do monthly acrostics, just laid back though, no pressure, just enjoy, you know, it's really a wonderful group. I try all the different games, and some I just don't enjoy, and this is definitely one that I really enjoy. And then every now and then, January, April, I think, and September, they do a month-long game. So this is like a bingo game, but it has 35 spots on the board, and we get letters, and they added this time numbers, and Carolyn will post the night before what letters for the next day, and you have to match something to the prompt, and it's really laid back, so it doesn't matter really, I think they all encourage creativity. And if you need help, you can come to the chat, and we love helping people come up with ideas. So that's the focus this month. And then other challenges kind of happen on the side too. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about. I do my videos on Mondays because I enjoy talking about what I've worked on since the last Monday, just kind of the way my brain works. I hope you enjoy it. Let's see, last week, since Monday, I worked on 6 different whips. I had no starts, which is good. I had 1 finish and 1 finish for now. So that's awesome. Let's start with Monday. So Monday, the call was L. And so I picked out Little Helpers. Here's what it's going to look like. This is a design by Lucie Heaton. It was in a few different magazines. So mine was in a Ultimate Birds magazine that I found online. It is called different things in other magazines, so that's kind of confusing. But I know Carolyn is stitching it. I know Robin is stitching it. We started it for her birthday. I can't remember who else is stitching this exact one. We started birds for Robin's birthday. See, words. And I don't remember who all is doing just this design. I've seen a lot of pretty bird designs in honor of Robin, which is very nice. Here is where I was before. I just started my way up the left side. I am using 28 count antique white Evenweave. I'm using the suggested threads, and it's 2/2 for this one. And here is where I am now. On Monday, I added 122. And for the bingo challenge, we need to do 100 stitches or an hour if you keep track of hours. I personally keep track of stitches. I use a little, I think it was called a tally counter that I can actually push up for each stitch, and that's just how I keep track. And I'm an antique stitcher, so I do paper. I'm not like you fancy people that use tech. I use tech for everything else, but not my stitching. So this is where I got it. I really like it. It's just more of the blue background for this. It's just a nice, easy stitch until you get down to the details on this chart, especially in this one. I don't know about the other ones. Actually, I think because Carolyn's doing it from a different magazine, she was talking about it too. The symbols are really a lot alike. So you have to be really careful when you get into the details. To make sure you're stitching the right color. But right now, this is just easy, easy section. So that's where I got to Monday. And that was day 3 on that one. Okay. And I might be using it for my other challenges. Some of them I have notes, but some of them I don't. So I'll talk about what I used for challenges at the end of the month for my other challenges. So this month, definitely the focus is the ABCingo. Okay, on Tuesday, the call was G. So I knew I had to use a gnome for G because, how could I not? Plus, if you remember, and if you've been here before, I was really, really close with Noel Gnomes and getting it finished. So I wondered if I could use that for an excuse to get that one back out. So I got it back out on, hang on a minute. Here is what it's going to look like. This is by Jardin Prive. I love her gnomes. I have this one, the Halloween one, in the Land of the Gnomes and Easter. And I'm really excited. If I get this one done, hint, hint, I can start the Halloween one soon. Here is where I was before. Like I said, I was really close. Ready? On Tuesday, I added 264. Wednesday, the call was 5. The call was 5. Oh, I had to think what I did for that. And I decided to add 5 more motifs to Noel Gnomes. So here is how I explain that one. Let me see if I can get the picture. I can't get the picture because it's on what I'm watching you on, what I'm recording this on. It was the snow, the snowflakes, the gnome, the stool that he's standing on, and the tree. And so I was like, hey, if I can do that, it'll be finished and I can use it for 5. So I don't know what happened. The world was gifted me a wonderful stitching day. I hit 1,000 stitches. I don't even know when that happened before. I get close. Sometimes I get 900, 800. That's a really good stitching day. And I did all the things I needed to do, but evidently nothing extra. So Wednesday was a 1,000 stitch day, which of course really helped on my goal. Right? Hint, hint. And Thursday, 7 got called because they added the letters, like I said, and we were supposed to do motifs for that one. But I said, well, I'm going to go back to Noel Gnomes because, boy, I was close. And see, could I finish it? I just couldn't stay up Wednesday night any longer. I'd stitched the whole day. So I went back to Noel Gnomes first to see what could happen, and I finished it. I'm sure you got it by all the hints. I had 100 more stitches to add, and it is done. So this was day 18, so it took me 18 days, and it has 6,602 stitches. I'll zoom in and show you what I worked on this week. That adorable reindeer. So then you can see I got this snowflake and these 2 snowflakes. That was number 1. The gnome was number 2. The stool was number 3. The snow was number 4. I can't count. And the tree was number 5. So it is done. I love it so much. And this fabric is a 32 count Lt Mocha Lugana. I'm using the suggested DMC threads, and it's 2/2. And I already checked. I have the Halloween one all kitted and ready to go. So that will be started soon, I'm sure. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to make these into pillows, but I will probably wait until I finish all 4 and then see what I decide to do. And I don't put my name on things because I know I stitched it. I put the year. So, and I like to try to kind of hide it, but, you know, I want it to be able to be seen when it's on the shelf or wherever it is. So it's done. I'm so happy. Okay, so after getting that done and celebrating and screaming and all that stuff, I pulled out the one for 7. So I thought of Summertime by New York Dreamer. Here's what it looks like. I really want this one done, and I'm coming to terms with it's not going to be done by the start of fall, and that's okay. I just, with ABCingo and working on other stuff, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get it done. So my 2 summertime pieces will have to get worked on whenever they get worked on, which is okay. So I pulled this one out because letters count, so each letter can be a motif. So here is where I was before. Sorry for the rustling. I'm digging around in my envelope. So I decided there by this little sand pail, the little, sand bucket, whatever. You know what I mean. They have the word sandcastle. So I added 7 of those letters. And this was 108 back stitches, which you divide by 2 in the Facebook gaming world. So I added 54 stitches. But since it was 7 letters, that counted for the 7 motifs. And this is 32 count vintage country mocha. And it's 2/2. And there is some specialty threads. This is confetti. And this one is beautiful. I don't remember what it's called. I can get that list if you're interested. It is the suggested threads from the design, if you ever purchase these to do. I have used all the suggested threads. So that one went away after that. I added the 7 letters. Okay, and then I was trying to decide what I wanted to work on next. And this was another set of 2 weeks for the Peppermint Purple SAL. The Peppermint Purple SAL is going to kind of look like this. This is What I signed up for, the layout 1, and I'm doing all the free stuff for this one. This is the first time that I've joined in this Blackwork SAL. I really enjoy it. Free was enough reason to do it for me. I am using the purple colorway. A new section comes out every Wednesday, but I do it in sets of 2 because rather than bring it out for only one, it's just the way my brain works. So this week I added weeks 35 and 36. That's what I say about this one. The only bad thing is seeing how fast it's filling in. So the weeks are just flying by. The purple DMCs I'm using are 155 for the inside, 333, which is what this section was done, and 550, and the outline was all in 310. And I totally messed up last week, so let's see if I can explain. I pointed out the wrong section. The other bad thing about this one is it kind of like, once I hold it up, I have no idea where I stitched. So I even made like a picture so that I could remember. Okay, so I told you like I did it over here. I didn't. This was the last time I worked on it, which was 2 weeks ago. Right? Yes. When you hold it up there, it's backwards. So this was the last week. And then I said I didn't know where I was going next. This was this week's. So this was weeks 35 and 36. And I loved them. This one was definitely a little more intense than kind of normal, but this one went really fast. And like I said, this is the 333 section. And I did make a note, the next 2 weeks are going to go here. So I assume we'll do 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks here, and 2 weeks here. So, but look, there's not very many openings left. So that's how fast 2025 is going. And I've already seen rumors in the email about her designing for next year. I will definitely join in because this has really been enjoyable to stitch. This is day 21. I actually did it Thursday and Friday because I had a little bit left. So it was day 21 and 22. I ended up doing 350 back stitches, which you divide by 2 and it's 175. And I don't remember if I said it, so I'll say it again. This is 32 count Platinum Lugana, and I'm using 1 thread over 2. And I just love it. And this will definitely be a cushion or pillow at the end. I really love the way it looks and the design overall. So she had so many different options. There was insides you could do. There was borders you could do. The options are endless. And it's so fascinating to see all the different ones. And it's really, I'm glad I joined that. Okay. That was the rest of Thursday and the start of Friday. The call for Friday was P. So I pulled out another Jardin Prive, which is along the nesting boxes. This one is my year-long piece. I am breaking it down in the monthly sections, which ends up being 2 fence posts and all the stuff in the middle. And I saw that on Instagram and I thought, oh my gosh, what a fun idea. And it's really made it enjoyable because by the time I get it back out, I've forgotten what it's going to look like for that section. And a lot of times when I pick a year-long piece by June or July, I'm just like, I don't want to work on it. And I do try to get it done at the beginning of the month so that I know it's done and out of the way. So that's what I tried to do. I was like, hey, P is perfect for that. So I pulled it out for that. And here is where I was before. I was just ready to add the September section. I think, yeah, September section. I always say that wrong. I worked on it Friday for 634 stitches. I worked on it Saturday for 335 stitches because the ABCingo call was X. So I stretched that one and said, hey, perfect excuse to get some extra stitching done. Like I said, they're laid back. And then Sunday was Z, and I wanted to zero in on finishing the September section. It's really lame. And guess what? I finished it. Oh, it's too big now. The September section is done. Here is the whole piece. I cannot believe there's only 3 months left to do. That's just, it's going to be so sad. And let me show you up close. There is the September section. So like now that you see it kind of up close, you can see, if it doesn't all fall off, the 2 fence posts. And so I put like a line, I put a big magnet, and I go everything on that side for this month. So this is 3 days is how long it took me. The whole piece now I've been working on for 34 days. But the September section took 3 days, and there was 1,252 stitches in just the September piece. And in the whole piece all together, let me see, there is 11,749 stitches. And I don't know, probably more than likely with this one, I will frame it because I think it's really cool. I really like it a lot. I love that each piece kind of is seasonal. This month is kind of school related. So the little school bell, and that's really, really adorable. I did peek ahead. October is of course Halloween themed. So that's awesome. And the fabric for that one is 32 count Platinum Lugana. I am using the suggested DMC threads 2/2. Okay. Now I'm checking my notes and making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so after finishing that last night, I wondered what else I could work on. And I realized I have not worked on somebody's favorite piece. Yedrasil by Paine Free Crafts. The artwork is by Stokes. Here's what it's going to look like. This is Jeremiah's favorite piece because he's my little Norse nerd. He loves this design. He really, I'm also using it for hashtag whip into shape, which is Andrew's challenge. And I have notes about that. The first part of his challenge is finished. I ended up being 1,174 stitches behind, which does make me sad. But for the first part, I ended up getting 3,868 stitches in. So how can I be sad long? Because that's fantastic. Here's what it looked like before, when the first day of this challenge. And when I look at that picture, I can see that there is so much that has changed. So I was trying to decide, do I want to catch up with that 1,174 so that I can call the first part complete? But if I do that, I will get even more behind on, he is now training for New York City Marathon. So I've decided I'll wait, and at the end, it'll be a push to have to get it back out. Like Jeremiah screaming isn't enough reason. So I'm already 162 behind in part 2. And this month will be a bad month because, other pieces are going to be priority for this month. But I will get it out as often as I can. I promise, to Jeremiah and to Andrew. And Andrew, good luck with your training. I hope you're all moved and settled in. That's so frustrating. I've never heard anybody talk about moving being fun. So I will show you where I am now. And I only got a little bit of time last night. Oh, wow. And so I added 148 stitches, and here's where I am now. And this is so cool. And I'm doing this one on 32 count Lambswool Evenweave, 1/1. And I am doing complete X because I like the coverage. And as you can see, I do the parking method, so that's why all the threads are hanging there. I do typewriter method by page, so this is all the way across page 4, and I go back and forth and park it at every block of 10. So then if I'll go back and forth and use those threads and park them in the next block of tin, that's just what works for me. And I just absolutely love the detail. There's a lot of confetti, so it goes slow, but oh, it's just beautiful. And this is day 49 on this one. And while I have this one, a lovely friend of mine, Seashore Stitcher, was talking about she is going to do her first Heaven and Earth. And I'm so proud of you, and you got this. It's one stitch at a time. Don't worry. Don't focus on the whole thing. I know it's a love or hate thing, but I know you can do it, and I really look forward to watching your progress. But she was talking about how do you keep all your extra fabric out of the way. This is what I do, and this is only a suggestion. This is a Q-snap, and it's a Q-snap grime guard or huggy, or I've heard them called things. Etsy has them now. This is from Crab Shack Stitchery, where I've got bags before. I really love their guards. They're very easy to make. I'm just not a seamstress. It has a piece of elastic on this side and a piece of elastic on this side, and it's basically a scrunchie. So if I can show you, all of the extra fabric is rolled up and in that huggy grime guard. And when you hold it, and now you can see the back, all that fabric stays out of the way and your hand stays off the fabric, which is why I originally got it. Because I remember one of the first pieces I did was like a Mirabilia. It was white Ada, and I held the scroll frame like this with a death grip because I was a nervous wreck. And by the end, all the oils off of my hand got all over the Ada, and it was horrible. So this keeps your hands off the fabric, and it also keeps all that fabric out of the way, because really there is all kinds of fabric hiding up in there. So that's what I do. And I also put a piece of fleece, which is just like a fleece blanket kind of material. I put that between my snap and my stitches so that I don't get a mark. And plus it keeps your Q-snaps tighter. So it has a whole bunch of benefits. Back in the day, we used like a paper towel and it would rip. And my grandma made those fleece blankets. And I remember she had a whole bunch of scrap pieces and she was going to throw them away. And I said, I think I could use those. So it works. And your snap isn't on your stitches. So just what works for me. Just a suggestion. Good luck finding what works for you. This is what works for me. I have seen people use the hair clips, like the banana clips. I've seen people use magnet clips that you can get on Amazon. I've seen a lot of different things. This is just my idea and my 2 cents. So there you go. And good luck. I can't wait to hear if you enjoy it. I really, really hope you do. Okay, I don't have any new shout outs. I've been watching Flosstubes. I watched Flosstubes for like 2 days straight and I'm still behind. So I love them all, though. Please keep them going. Let's see. One piece of haul, and then I'll talk about plans. I got this on one of the D-Stash groups. It's all Lisa's fault, which if you get a comment on your Flosstube from Stitching with Lou, that's my friend Lisa. She is awesome. We talk every day. And I found her because of comments on my channel here. And Lisa, I love you. Except for when you make me spend money. She got me to join a D-Stash group, and I saw this posted, and I said, oh, I have to have it. I never really got the Dimension kits back in the day. I keep saying back in the day. I'm only 46, but back in the day, I've been stitching for 28 years, you guys. There's been a lot of days. Anyway, I saw this get posted, and I was like, how did I not get that? Look at the camper. My mom would have loved that. And I love the trucks. And it has to be mine. The price was too good to be true. And sorry for the glare. And it's a complete kit. So everything I need is in there. And it's on plastic, 14 count plastic canvas. It just came in the mail today. And it has a stamp on the back from 2019. So that's too cool. Kind of vintage, but not really. Remember, I got one from the D-Stash group. It was 1998, so that was That was very vintage. Is this just classic since it's 2019? I guess it's not really that long ago. It feels like it's a really long time. January at this point feels like a really long time. So 2019, I don't even know. Where was I then? Okay. Let's see if we could get a cameo from the namesake of the channel. Mr. Jeremiah. He's playing Xbox nearby. Now he's hurting himself to get here. Okay. That's Jeremiah. Hi. Sometimes I have him do spins, but with ABCingo, it's just not really. I guess you could fly to Carolyn's and live with her for the month. No. And, and do spins for her. Carolyn, would you like Jeremiah to do your spins? But she spun A for today. And I was trying to think, what could I possibly work on that has an A in it? Yedrasil starts with a Y. Doesn't count. And it's by Paine Free Crafts. Yeah. And P was already picked.
Who's the person that does it?
And Stokes.
There's your A.
Oh. So Yedrasil can come back out. So that's awesome.
And you said Yedrasil earlier, so 2 woos.
2 woos. Woo woo. Yeah, woo, woo. Now you're trained. Anyway.
No, because it's woo woo. It's not even. It's choo choo. But
you're falling off the screen. I need to put a box so that he stays on the screen. Look, it's finally growing back.
I know.
He got a horrible haircut if you're new here, and it's finally growing back. And here, I'll show the ABCingo board right now. Yeah. So there's let's see, 7 numbers, letters marked off already. I think it was a cat. A cat jumped on a tub. He's leaving to investigate. If it's a monster, it's going to eat you. I think a cat jumped on something. We have like more than 20. I think we have like 25 feral cats on the property that we take care of. So there's only like, I think 2 you can pet, but the rest of them don't get near it. And Spike, and I took him on a walk, and he's napping. Yeah, he's napping hard. The weather's perfect for him.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm gonna keep working on the ABCingo, and I do, like, when I get a call, and I'll for the letters, I'll say, hey Jeremiah, here's the options, So he does get to be picked on pretty much every evening.
Oh yeah.
So.
And every day.
And I pick on them all the time, but that's different. That's different.
Well, but
so, do you want to say hi to your peeps?
Hi to the fans. Hi, Adelaide.
And everybody else.
And everybody else.
Yeah.
So hi to the fans. Hi to the fans means hi everybody.
Okay. All right. So complicated. Okay. I think that's
really not. You just
make it complicated. I make everything complicated. Yeah. My mom was worse, so I'm only like half as complicated as she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Alrighty. So, I don't know. Let me check my notes. Yeah, I think that's it. The plans for next week are that. Let me see. There's also a word game in Whip Warriors, which is a closed group, but it will be opening soon. And I'm sure a bunch of us will tell you when it's open. It is a participation based group, so you have to have so many points, but it's really easy to do. They have a million different challenges. The word game will be like a crossword, and you have to do like 100 stitches for every clue, which will be easy. And that is all I have other than the ABCingo. So, and I'm slowly filling in for the acrostics and my other challenges, like the Noel Gnomes worked for E, because it's on Evenweave. That's in the September acrostic, which is in Adelaide's group, Adelaide Stitches. I used it for Saddle Up because the deer's wearing a saddle, and I used it for I Spy because the snowflakes looked like stars. That was the number 6 I Spy, which is in Laura's group, which is Stitching by the Shore. It's another fantastic group. I do put those groups in my description below so that they're easy to find. I also put my whips in the fabric just in case you're interested. My email and ways to reach me are also down there. So if you need something, let me know. If you need to talk, let me know. If you need someone to lean on, it's a good song. Let me know. And I will end this and go stitch and do all the things. So please love yourself. Shut off the news. Focus on making your corner of the world better. It's all we can do. Make it a little brighter. Find reasons you can to smile and laugh. We all deserve to be happy. Good luck stitching all the things, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.